Welcome to The Hook, and today we're previewing excellent offload. Today we're previewing United States versus Spain, Women's Rugby World Cup. It's on at 6:45 a.m. Pacific time on Rugby Gold, NBC, Rugby Pass, Sports Gold, and it should be 9:45 a.m. Eastern. And that will be played about the same time, I believe, with England versus Italy. And I'll get into Italy and England a little bit on the back end. So, let's look at Spain. There were a lot of drastic changes for Spain. Their coach definitely is changing it up quite a bit. So, we've got Isabel Rico at loose head. Aroa Gonzalez at hooker. Jasmine Vinuesa at tight head. Maria Ribera at number 4 lock. Rocio Garcia, I think that's how you spell it. Maybe it's Rocio at number 5 lock. At 6, Diana Gasso. That's blindside flanker. At open side flanker, we've got Paula Medin. At number 8, we've got Angela Del Pan. At number 9, we've got Anne Fernandez de Corres. At fly half, we've got Patricia Garcia. And inside center, Marina Bravo. Outside center, Vanessa Rial. At blindside wing, Uri Barutieta. At open side wing, got Aimaya Erbina. At fullback, we've got Iera Echevarria. And the changes for total were at loose head, number 4 and number 5 lock. Maria Ribera moved over from number 5 at number 8. And at blindside wing and outside center, and at fullback. The blindside wing, Uri Barrioteta, came up from fullback, and we go to the bench. Sayoa Guarena, 17, Isabel Macias. 18, Laura Delgado. 19, Berta Garcia. 20, Elena Redondo. 21, we've got Carmen Perez. 22, we've got Maria Agis. 23, we've got Maria Casado. The changes: Sayoa Guarena, she started against England and now is on the bench. At 18, Laura Delgado was in street clothes during the English match. At 19 and 20, Berta Garcia and Elena Redondo both started the England match. Carmen Perez comes up to the bench from the other bench, from the stands, and Maria Casado comes from the stands as well. So for Spain, I think they're throwing the kitchen sink at the United States. I think he wanted to test some things against England because he knew that he was leading against the best in the world and didn't know what he was going to have. So he put a bunch of his young players against England. But he brought in the big guns, the big changes. So Isabel Rico has 21 caps. Rocio Garcia has 60 caps. Angela Del Pan has 32 caps. Vanessa Rial has 26 caps. So he brought in a bunch of his old hands, experience. So that's my big concern with Spain, going into how we played against Italy. Italy is a very experienced squad. They play in the Six Nations, so they play at a high level. So it was going to be interesting to see how they played. They don't really have offensive threats, but they're very good on defense, and their skills and everything were very good, as you can tell, against the United States. They just don't score often or a lot. So the scoreline was about how they played in the Six Nations. They play everyone close, play great defense, and hope to, lead on the scoreboard, but we scored first. Spain got their butt kicked by England. It was 56-5, so they scored, right? There were 20 points left off the board by England, and they're kicking because of where they scored. So I think that shows you on their defense that they Spain pursues well. Watch the game, and they push you to the corners. So that gives you your kicking is going to be very bad. This team has played a lot together, especially the team that he's putting on the field. So that's my concern, is their chemistry is there. Our chemistry is not there. Our girls haven't really played a lot together. So let's get into the Lady Eagles. Lucette, Catherine Benson. At hooker, change, Sam Pankey. Number 3, Captain Tefai. Number 4, Stacey Bridges. Number 5, Abby Gustatius or Abby Gustatus. I'm not sure how you say that. I think it's Gustatius based on my boys at the American Rugby Pod. And number 5 lock. At blindside flanker, we've got Sarah Parsons. She was the woman of the match against Italy. She plays a lot like me. Right to contact. I'm not really a talented runner, but man, she took 3 Italian girls with her every time she got the ball. Oof. Then we've got Kate Zachary at open side flanker. Jordan Gray starts again at number 8. At scrum half, we've got Devin O'Shani. At 10, again, Kimber Rosier. Man, she is lights out. At 12, with the start, is Alev Kelter, playing inside center. Nicole Heverland plays again at outside center. At blindside wing, Kristen Thomas. Open side wing, Naya Tapper. Number 15, fullback, Cheta Emba. And we look at who started during the match. We've got 4 people on the bench. 16, we've got Kate Augustin. She started at hooker. Jamila Reinhardt comes in to the bench from the stand for Naima Reddick. Hope Rogers, again, starts on the bench. She provided a great push when she came in. Alicia Washington, who started, takes Abby Gustatius' spot on the bench. 20, Christine Sommer. 21, Kayla Cammett. At 22, in place, taking Alev Kelter's place on the bench, is Sylvia Broughton. At 23, we've got Jessica Javelette, again on the bench. So we got the ability to lift, but we're bringing in some heavy hitters at the front end. I think Coach Steinberger is definitely going to test the squad that he wants to put out there for England, but my reservations again are at tight head. Tish did really well in the open field when she was carrying the ball, but you didn't really see what I talked about in our last video and in the Can-Am series videos. Is in the second half when she was replaced, when we got into scrummages, she was getting a little exposed. So I would have liked to, unless Nama's hurt. If Nama's hurt, I understand why she's on the bench, but I would have liked to have seen just something else for at least the beginning of the match, and then bring in Tiff later on. If, like I said, I just want to see something else, because I thought Nama did really well at tight head. And if I had more fresh comparisons at the beginning of each match, we could definitely see. I could look and see where his methodology is for captaincy, and then just purely at the tight head level. Some of the girls, from what I understand, were a little sick towards the end of last week. So, well, based on their schedule, it was on Wednesday. So basically, their week started the Wednesday before. So some of the girls were sick, and that might have been why they were on the bench. I'm not sure, but that makes more sense. Knowing more, Cheta Emba is not a fullback. She's a wing. Her boot wasn't really that good, so it would be nice to, I would say, push Nicole Heverland to 12, bring Alev down to fullback, and I'd say put Cheta at 13 at outside center. I think that gives you a boot pretty much everywhere you need it, as far as the girls are concerned. Now, how I want to see this match play out, I want us to see us win by 30 or 40 and them not score. They were able to score on England. So that says something, and their coach, I think, is putting everything in, the proverbial kitchen sink is being thrown. So it's really, it's going to be a really interesting match. Athletically, I see we have overmatch athletically. That as can be seen against Italy, we had overmatch athletically. Size-wise, we had them in weight, but they were about like the same height as we were. But pound for pound and size, I think we have overmatch in the scrum, and definitely have overmatch in the backfield. If you compared them, the lineups against Spain's lineup against England, they were, every single position seemed to be like 5 inches shorter. So, but they were able to score. So that's where I see the problem. And then finally, the officials for this match are Claire Hodnett, referee. Wengil Jetavenzi, I think, is the assistant referee number 1. Assistant referee number 2 is Beatrice Benvuti, and the TMO is David Groshoff again. He was the last TMO. Now, to preview the rest of the pool, is to look at Italy and England. Well, if you scout Italy well, you understand that they play great defense. All right. England is excellent offensively. They play great defense as well. But if you look at the scores during the Six Nations, I'm not sure this is going to be the same. I think they're just going to put the pedal to the floor and it's going to be over. But it was like 25-12. Or is it? I think maybe 27-12. Their last meeting during the Six Nations. So it says a lot. Like, England has home run hitters at every position. They can go the distance. Italy doesn't, but they play good defense. They have great ball handling skills. So I wouldn't be surprised if their scoreline is similar to what it was during the Six Nations, but I think it's going to be a little more opened up. I think England scores in the 40s, and I think Italy might be able to score 15 points at the most. What I'd like to see, especially because, you look at who they're throwing out there: Rochelle Clark, Amy Cockayne, Justine Lucas, Tamara Taylor. You're looking Emily Scarry. You're looking at the best in the world at their position, and they're professional, so they're there, and they're on a mission. Their professional contracts were taken from them. RFU can say it was cyclical, but they're gonna go out there and embarrass like the old men at the RFU. They're going to. I think they're going to run away with this whole thing. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be great rugby. Looking at and then previewing, recapping the rest, I think that World Rugby needs to expand the field because based on how this is qualified, Japan and Hong Kong, there's so many teams between the two that aren't there that should play, that should be there. There's 14, there's 8 teams ahead of Hong Kong in the rankings. 3 teams ahead of Japan in the rankings that were missing. Hong Kong just got demolished. Canada almost had a century against them. So that's where, at the end of the thing, who are your top 4? Well, I say England because they have, the Shield. They have the Rayburn Shield, so they haven't been knocked off the mountain. But if I was going into this, I would have said the Black Ferns were second. But no, not really. Just the way they did it, I think my top four is England, Canada, Black Ferns, France. So, tons of great rugby tomorrow morning. The first one is New Zealand versus Hong Kong. It's at 3:55 a.m. Pacific, 6:55 Eastern. So get up and watch some women's rugby. It's going to be a great day. It's going to be a great festival. It'll be totally worth your time. Go Eagles.